And straight from rainy and miserable Melbourne, we have Steve Hagi from Opera Magazine. Steve, Yasu Tikanyis.
Rain and miserable is right. I tell you what, it feels like we're right in the middle of winter or something. What's going on, Tom?
I don't know, Steve, but I've got to confess that Sydney's no different, and New South Wales generally is no different.
Yeah, it's been terrible. But I hear all is beautiful in Greece. The weather's lovely, at least.
The weather's beautiful in Greece. There's still 40 odd degrees, and people are still flying out and coming back and going back and forth. I guess that you and I are probably the few that didn't go down this year, but never mind. Maybe next year we'll get the opportunity of going down.
I certainly hope
or going up, I should say, going up.
I certainly hope so. The Stomasukis to as the Greeks say.
Lipon, you have some wonderful news regarding the July edition of Opera Magazine.
I do. It's out once again. It's definitely well and truly out now at the newsstands. Everybody should have their copies at home by now, with Melbourne-born fashion icon Christopher Cronus on the cover with his Playboy bunnies. He's got a bevy of beauties with him on the cover.
I've seen that. It's beautiful.
Well, but Christopher's one of the most iconic Greek-Australian fashion designers out there. He's actually now the Playboy licensee for Australasia.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a chat to him. We talked about fashion. We talked about his career. And, of course, we talked about Playboy. So it's quite an interview. I was lucky enough to do that one myself. So it was quite a privilege to catch up with the true Levendi, as he likes to call himself. He's an absolute Levendi.
That's it.
We also feature the Hellenic Youth of Melbourne, a new organisation set up by some very passionate young Hellenes in Melbourne here. So we feature them. We catch up with Phil Vakos at Spitiko Restaurant again with his recipes, which are ever so popular. Phil, ex-MasterChef contestant, gracing our pages every month with some beautiful recipes to delight everybody. And this time we take a tour of Greece, the summer Greek festivals, right in the middle of winter, to keep everybody a little bit excited and keep their mind over to Greece. We tour around Greece and have a look at all the festivals that are going on during summer with my roving reporter Rania Margari.
That's excellent.
So that's always a very popular segment. And then finally, to round things off, we've got the Moda Insert, which is a pull-out feature that covers off on our competition, the next face of Opera, which we'll be talking about next month. We'll be talking about in September. Actually, we're going to have to skip a month, but we ran a Facebook competition looking for a cover girl, and we've actually announced the winner this week. It's a Canberra, Greek Australian Canberra girl called Zoe Carouzos.
Right.
So she'll be on our cover in September for our September issue, but we feature all the finalists and all the action in this July issue.
Excellent. Tell us a little bit about Yana Stavro. We had her on the show a couple of weeks ago, she was a mega hit.
Well, Yana is actually hosting our television show, which goes to air in, I think about 3 weeks now, sort of towards the end of August.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the last week of August or early September on Foxtel, channel 183, but I'll give you more details as they come to hand.
All right.
So Yana is hosting that show for us, and she's making quite a big impression around Melbourne and around the country with her vocal ability. She's quite the starlet at the moment. She's the golden child of Greek Australian music.
That's excellent. I mean, it's fantastic that the next generation is keeping Hellenism alive, very much alive, and she's a very proud Greek Australian. We had her on the show last time, and I noticed the number of hits on the web on the YouTube that of the interviews. There's a massive amount of hits, and she's very popular.
Fact that the listeners might not know is that she actually toured with Jason Derulo, and not many people can lay claim to that sort of notch in their belts. Young Yana is definitely one of the up-and-coming rising stars of Australian music scene.
Well, she's not, we say we refer to her as young because of her age, and she is young. But as far as experience is concerned, she's very much been at it for quite some time. And she's
if you were to read her CV without knowing, take away the age, read the CV, and it reads as if she's 35 years old.
That's right. She's an established artist. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, without a doubt, and we're very, very privileged and lucky to have her as part of the Opera family.
Tell us a little bit about the program on Foxtel. What can we anticipate to see?
Well, look, what we're trying to do is bring to life these stories. We're so many passionate stories that we've got, and interviews and things like that. So we're just basically trying to bring them to life on the small screen. And you'll see all the interviews, you'll see all the events, you'll see all the people, the places, the faces that have made Oppa the success story it's been for the last year and a half. So it's very, very exciting. We're working hard to create a package that represents Hellenism, Greek Australian culture, at its prime, at its peak.
So in other words,
hopefully it'll be a success the same way that the magazine has been received, the TV show will be received.
So the magazine you read and the same themes and the same issues that you read about in the magazine, you can also now actually see it on TV as well as read it.
It's basically bringing to life. We're bringing moving pictures, basically bringing the stories to life with a few surprises.
With a few surprises.
Surprises.
That's excellent. I think it's certainly something that should be applauded and endorsed by everybody. And I'm pretty sure, given the success of Oppa magazine, I'm pretty sure that the planning and the rationale behind it is very positive, and I'm sure that it will be very successful.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Anything else before we close today?
Look, I'd love to give you first dibs on getting young Zoe Caruzos on the show at some point. She actually won our national competition. We had over 168,000 people participate on this thing on Facebook at any one time. So Zoe was narrowed down from, I think we narrowed it down to the initial top 40, then it became a top 6, and Zoe from the ACT won the Face of Oppa, which wasn't just a popularity competition. It was about being liked by the public, but it was also about the submission that the candidate put through. And Zoe absolutely shone on all departments. And she's only 18 years old, from Canberra. Now coming down again to Melbourne to do some work with us. She's actually already got some work out of the competition. Some clients of ours have seen her portfolio and are already interested in booking her as a model. So I'd love to be able to give you Zoe to have a chat to on air at some stage.
Mate,
as soon as the youth again.
As soon as you're ready, you know what you got to do, and she's on. There's no problem about that.
No problem, Tom. I know you're a passionate Helene, and I think the whole country should thank Radio Symban for everything that they give us and the support that they show Greek Australians.
Well, I think that we all the organisations in Australia, regardless of whether they're Melbourne-based, Sydney-based, or wherever else, with technology being the way it is, we should all be one big family, and we should all support one another, which we do, and for the common benefit of all Hellenes in Australia. And as long as
once again, I'll say it. You've done it twice in one show.
Λοιπόν, Steve, να σου ευχηθώ να είσαι πάντα καλά. Μακριά από το κρύο. It's been absolutely horrific all over the country. There are people
it's bad everywhere.
Bedridden.
You're not alone. You're not suffering alone.
I hope by next week it'll be over, because I went through it, you went through it, and quite a few other people have been through it. So, καλή επιτυχία with the July edition, which I'm sure there will be, and we'll have Zoe very soon. As soon as you give us the okay, we'll have Zoe on the show as well. And we're looking forward to hopefully some decent weather, so we can enjoy all the beautiful things on Oppa magazine and on Oppa TV, as well as some decent weather, which will complement everything, I think.
Bravo, Tom. Bravo. Thank you.
Έγινε, Steve.
Thank you, my friend.